was like just filled with chicks and like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I
Come
mean,
on.
but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
When he was around 10 years old and I was a little older than his elder brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes place, which was just full of girls and kind of non-stop. Well, not really, but it was interesting, and I got to see some things. Well, the streets are talking, and it doesn't seem good for Usher because it seems the feds are looking into him as a co-conspirator in Diddy's case, not just some innocent bystander either. For years we thought another of Diddy's victims, but now that the feds are allegedly looking into his and all of this Diddy shady business, it appears that Usher was more involved than we initially believed. Between Don Richards' claims that Usher watched Diddy hurt Cassie without saying anything, and these new claims of him allegedly helping Diddy as a boy, the rumors on the streets are that the feds are fast-tracking Usher and that he may soon find himself in a jail cell next to Diddy. Fans are furious that Usher may be targeted by the FBI because, in all of this mess, we've always seen him as a victim, never once considering the possibility that he was with Diddy voluntarily while all of these shenanigans were happening. After all, Usher believed he was a victim because he lived with Diddy when he was just 13 years old, and you've heard all of the crazy rumors about Diddy and his alleged relationships with boys dating back a long way, but for some reason, Usher has remained silent about it, refusing to really tell us what transpired between him and Diddy. Then, and to be honest, are we to blame him? If Diddy did that to a popular rapper like Kid Psy, can you imagine what he's doing to the people who aren't as popular? I don't even want to think about it, but Diddy really does seem to love and care about Usher, but let's be honest, imagine what would have happened. We've heard far too many stories about people who claimed Diddy allegedly made him disappear if they stepped out of line. Diddy allegedly blew up Kid C's car just to teach him a lesson, and Psy himself confirmed it. Gone down, he knew that if Usher had disclosed everything in public, things might not have worked out for him. However, even though Usher didn't come clean, he did leave some important hints that dubious things did occur. For instance, in the Stern interview, he wasn't entirely honest, but he did drop enough hints to give us a hint that there's a lot more to the story than what has been reported. The place was like just filled with checks and like non-stop. Nonetheless, it was interesting that I saw a few things, yes. But you were 13, what were you seeing? I went there to see the lifestyle, right? And I saw it, and it was, but I don't know whether.
Filled with chicks and like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I
Come
mean,
on.
but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
He was obviously holding back a lot. But it wasn't the first time he did so when questioned about Diddy for instance, in the previous interview, the interviewer mentioned that Usher had become surprisingly reserved. I want to save some stuff from my book, he said. I'll put it this way, there was a lot of CXY all, even after that. Usher probably quickly learned the lesson of remaining silent, as he hasn't said anything at all about Diddy. However, as they say, you can't hide the truth forever, and Diddy spilled the tea a few times while discussing us. You're giving us just enough information to know that there's more to the story. My brother has been here since the beginning, and when he was around 10 and I was a little older, we used to fight over Frosted Flake. What about the time he said, "Take your turn, boy, I see you in the far kitchen eating all my cereal"? Well, it appears the feds have been watching for the sake of clarity. Let's look at some evidence that surfaced a few months ago regarding Diddy's alleged love of boys. According to a record filing from a 2013 debriefing session with federal investigator James Roseman, Diddy has been under investigation by the feds since 2013. That's a long time to be looking at all of this, and now it's all beginning to make sense why things are unraveling. According to reports, the music manager at Kingpin was questioned about the preferences of performers, including whether or not Shay Diddy Combs was involved in personal relationships. Allegedly had intimate relations with boys, according to a U.S. District Court filing. But hold on, there's definitely more where that came from. A leaked page from Kim Porter's memoir revealed that, in addition to Diddy allegedly being intimate with Usher, he also allegedly gave him herpes. If that wasn't shocking enough, an email leaked online by a publisher working on Kim's book revealed some shocking details. Kim's book contained numerous detailed details about Diddy allegedly pressuring Usher into intimate circumstances and giving him an STD. The email also discussed Diddy's romances, including video of those dates, the identities of the guys he slept with, STD-related issues. and even an intense fight between Diddy and Usher's mother that left her saying, "I can't even, this drama is crazy." All of this information was supported by a blind item that went viral.
Right here from day one, we used to wake up, and back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the frost.
This makes sense given that Usher has been sued a couple times for allegedly endangering the health of women by being intimate with them unprotected and failing to disclose to them that he had herpes on one of the ladies. Laura Helm filed a massive $2 million lawsuit against him, alleging that he had exposed her to viruses during a sexual encounter. Fortunately, herpes test results were negative, thus she was spared that bullet, but she continued to file charges, claiming that Usher had put her in danger and that it might have resulted in a permanent condition. She was somewhat correct in this assertion, even though she was fortunate enough to escape unharmed. The lawsuit was quickly becoming a major scandal, placing Usher in the spotlight, until Laura abruptly dropped it without giving any reason. Naturally, rumors began to circulate that Usher had probably paid her off to avoid the negative publicity. But hold on. Get succulent, 2 more women filed lawsuits alleging that Usher carelessly exposed them to herpes without warning them. One of the women, Wakia Sharpton, tested positive for the disease, while the other, Quantasia Sharpton, did not test confirmed but still expressed serious concerns. Rumor has it that Usher hooked up with Wakia Sharpton shortly after she turned 19 and is now concerned about the possible health risks for both herself and her child. Not to be overlooked is the anonymous Jane Doe, who also filed a lawsuit against Usher. However, before things could really get serious, Usher settled for a sum of $1.1 million, so yes, he is paying a lot of money to prevent his herpes scandal from getting out of control. Now that everything is going down, the rumors are that Usher may have contracted the disease from Diddy. Oh, how nasty. With everything going on, you must be wondering why the federal government would treat Usher as a co-conspirator rather than just a victim. However, rumors circulate that Usher may still have contracted the virus from Diddy, have been following Diddy's shady business ventures with interest. Diddy's former bodyguard Gene Deal was the first to allude to this, claiming that Usher is well informed about Diddy's plans and knows much more than he is revealing.
So what was in Kim's book? You want to hear it? Here it go. Now, I cannot confirm or deny what's in this book, but ain't nobody fit Natasha K. me.
You all, if you thought Usher's situation was terrible, wait till you hear this. According to reports, Usher helped Diddy injure Justin Bieber. In a recent interview, Jaguar Wright revealed the details, claiming that Usher reportedly helped Diddy reach Justin and even gave Justin to him. For a while, Diddy had been attempting to contact Bieber, but his management had been resisting. It wasn't until Usher assumed control of the company and granted interim guardianship to the digger for a 48-hour period that Bieber was admitted to the hospital. When it came to the situation John was discussing, you took Bieber there even though you had custody of him beforehand. He had already attempted to get it, but they wouldn't let him. In fact, someone mentioned that Diddy was trying to get it from Bieber, and the way he was doing it made Bieber look predatory. Usher then came in, managed him, and took custody of him, promising to take care of him before sending him to the Delaware. If you're wondering what Jaguar meant when he said that Bieber had spent 48 hours with Diddy, it's referring to this strange documentary-style video that Diddy and Justin filmed when Justin was only 15 or 16 years old. In the video, Diddy claimed that they had spent 40 hours alone doing things he couldn't even discuss on camera. What exactly is he talking about, though? This whole situation seems suspicious. He's currently spending 48 hours with Diddy, his boy, and himself, and they seem to be having the time of their lives. Disclosure: did he also say certain things in the video that caused people to question whether he had any ulterior motives right away? He said that he would give Justin a Ferrari for his 16th birthday, and that once he turned 16, he would let him rock CU every time. If you thought that was kind, he quickly moved on to another promise, saying that he would give Justin a mansion for his 18th birthday, and that once he turned 18, he would receive the house and the mansion. Okay, I get the mansion. This was a huge red flag. As for Diddy, well, he's been dragged by his own artists, and we're not paying them their royalties. So if that's not suspicious enough, then why was he acting like Santa Claus? As for Diddy, well, things are reportedly even worse than we initially thought. Word on the street is that Diddy allegedly forced Justin Bieber to do things he didn't want to do. I'm just going to let you know that the situation is suspicious. Even though Justin seemed mature in his 40s, he was only 15 when it happened, which is even more unsettling. Additionally, Gene Dill dropped more bombshells, claiming that it's common knowledge in the industry that Diddy allegedly has a thing for young boys. These people in the industry are aware that Diddy has been acting in this way and attempting to get other men to perform with him. There was also a rumor that Diddy was attempting to get Chris Brown to appear in his videos. There are many stories in this industry about the young boys he had a group called B5 or something, and how he tried to get them to do things. If that weren't terrible enough, Cat Williams came after Usher, accusing him of putting Justin in danger when he should have been shielding him. It's obvious that whatever had happened between Diddy and Justin made him feel uncomfortable, and he began avoiding Diddy like the plague after that. The whole thing is just shady. What's up, man? You good? I'm good luck, young brother. Everything is going well. We're selling out arenas, and everything is starting to act differently. You haven't been calling me or hanging out the way we used to. Well, you haven't. You tried to contact me through all of my business partners and other connections, but you never really got my number. Therefore, just like Cassie, Justin was attempting to put some distance between them. Diddy, however, wasn't going to let Justin go that easily. Clearly uneasy, it seems that Diddy has a way of keeping people close, whether they want to or not. To stoke the flames, there is also a video going around showing Justin acting strangely around old Beckham Jr. at one of Diddy's parties. People are talking about how strange the whole thing is, and it begs a lot of questions about the atmosphere at these parties. Music now that rumors are circulating around the streets that something much worse occurred, the whole scenario seems even more. Fans are making similar claims that Diddy did the same thing to Justin, saying that he not only introduced him to but also got him hooked to the point where Justin became addicted. In Cassie's lawsuit, Sinister, she talked about how Diddy would allegedly force her to use her when she was high. Justin has been transparent about his former battle with addiction, and it just breaks my heart to consider everything that he must have gone through, especially given how young he was at the time. Nevertheless, all of this supposition begs the question of how deep-rooted it is, and how many people Diddy has harmed. There was a period of time when I was consuming lean, taking pills, and doing Molly, shrooms everywhere, as a means of escaping from myself. He also discussed how difficult it was for him to overcome his addiction. When I would get up in the morning, I would start my day by smoking a blunt and swallowing pills. It was very terrifying, and I would almost say to myself, oh my God, if it's true that you help me get through this season of quitting drugs and stuff, and if you do, I'll handle the rest of the work. Fans have also noticed that Justin has been separating himself from Diddy and Usher since he got clean. It seems like he's trying to close that chapter of his life. The transformation has been remarkable. He's dropped the drug use and is even strengthening his career. The streets are claiming that Usher may have been more involved in enabling Diddy's actions than we ever realized in Don Richard's lawsuit against Diddy. It's encouraging to see him reclaim his life and power, and we've all been rooting for him in ways that he's even a father now. He deserves so much better than what he allegedly went through in the industry. Now that he's back on track, let's hope he continues to rise and leave all that mess in the past. It is shocking to consider that Usher, who has always been portrayed as the victim in this situation, may have actually been complicit in Diddy's behavior, or at the very least chosen to ignore it. According to the court documents, Coles hosted a dinner at a restaurant in West Hollywood, California, which Miss Richard and Miss Harper were required to attend as guests. Celebrities like Neo and Usher attended the dinner, along with Mr. Levine. Mr. Combs and Miss Venture got into a fight in front of the diners. Mr. Combs growled at Miss Venture in a screamed whisper and hit her in the stomach, causing her to collapse over and start sobbing invisibly. Miss Clark led Miss Venture out of the restaurant, while Miss Combs stayed and carried on mingling with the diners. The bizarre circumstances somewhat explain why the federal government no longer views Usher as a victim. He erased all of his tweets from his account while everything was going on, and it seems that he may have known something was about to happen. Naturally, people began to speculate as soon as they learned of this. Usher responded swiftly, claiming that his account had been hacked and that he would see you tonight. He didn't want to dwell on it too much by dismissing it with an advertisement, but given all that has been going on, it's difficult to think that this is all there is to it. We'll just have to wait and see what happens, but it seems like Usher is getting ready for something. Nevertheless, the fans are not buying this hacking justification. Celebrities love to pull the "I was hacked" card whenever they are caught doing something inappropriate, but let's face it, what hacker really goes into a celebrity's account to delete their TW and then disappear? There isn't a hacker who is just going around cleaning up. Accounts with there is nothing more to demonstrate with "yeah, why all?" The math is in here. Usher is trying to act like nothing's wrong, but the fans aren't buying it. It appears that he's just trying to hide his tracks before things get serious. Fans are now convinced that there was some hint of Usher's involvement in his tweets, which is why he deleted everything on Twitter. The fans have been taking it personally though, and they've been commenting, calling him Diddy, Usher, and all the other monsters should be imprisoned for life for all of their horrible deeds, including abusing men and women and debasing them. If this is true, Usher ought to be in a cell next to Diddy for that. Victims can also victimize others. Although Usher has been in close quarters with criminals like Russell Simmons and Diddy, he has never been held responsible because he is attractive and talented. It's time that Usher was revealed for the person he truly is. I was curious about your thoughts. Do you believe that Usher should be seen as a conspirator rather than a victim? Leave a comment below with your ideas, and then watch this following video.